All right, welcome back everybody for another deep dive. Today we are tackling the iPhone 16 Pro.
Ooh, exciting.
Yeah, I know a lot of you have been waiting for this one. We found a really great YouTube review that's super concise, packs a lot of information in, and I think it's a perfect jumping off point to really get into this phone.
Makes sense.
Okay, so first impressions, just design-wise. It looks like they kept the titanium frame from the 15 Pro,
Okay, yeah.
but it's noticeably thinner this time around.
Yeah, and titanium is really the perfect choice for a phone like this, you know? It's super durable, feels premium, but it's not bulky, you know what I mean?
Right, right. And that probably helps with keeping it slimmed down, I bet.
Totally.
So speaking of slim, those bezels, they're practically non-existent.
Yeah.
With this huge, we're talking 6.3-inch Super Retina XDR display. It's basically all screen.
It's gorgeous, and with Super Retina XDR, you're getting ridiculous color accuracy. Like, it's amazing. And then on top of that, they have the promotion, so 120 hertz refresh rate, so it's just buttery smooth.
I can't wait to see that in person.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's talk cameras. Everyone wants to know about cameras. Looks like we have a 48-megapixel main sensor,
Right.
a 12-megapixel ultra-wide, and a 12-megapixel telephoto.
Right.
But this is the kicker, 5x optical zoom.
That's the big one, right? That's a big difference because optical zoom means you're not losing any image quality, right? You're
Right.
actually using the optics to magnify the image.
Right, so you're not getting that digital zoom crop situation.
Exactly. Exactly.
Now, they're really leaning into AI, it looks like. The review talked a lot about the AI-powered photo processing.
Hmm.
So rather than you, slapping on a filter or something like that, the phone is actually using AI to enhance the images automatically in real time without you doing anything.
It's incredible. So basically, like, all those complex algorithms are working behind the scenes to make your pictures look better.
So you don't need to be a pro.
Exactly.
And speaking of pro, 8K video recording at 60 frames per second. What is up?
It's nuts. I mean, the things you can do with 8K, the detail, you can zoom in on stuff later and it's still crisp, you know?
Yeah. Okay, so all this power, all these new features, they've got to have a pretty serious chip in there to handle it all. And of course they do. It's the A18 Bionic.
Yeah.
Brand new.
And it's a big jump, too. They're saying like 20% faster, 30% more energy efficient than the A17.
Yeah. So there's even better battery life, right?
Hopefully, yeah.
And faster performance, obviously. Smoother multitasking, better gaming.
The whole 9 yards.
Apple's claiming up to 28 hours of video playback, so.
Wow. We'll have to see if that's actually true, but it seems promising.
Okay, now for some of the fun news stuff. The Action Button 2.0 is back.
Oh.
With even more customizable options. You can program it to launch apps, control your smart home devices, you can set shortcuts, all that good stuff.
I love this trend of personalization, right? Like of
Yes.
giving users the power to decide how they want their device to work.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really cool. And I know a lot of people have been waiting for this, but Wi-Fi 7 support is finally here.
Yeah, finally. I mean, that's going to be huge.
Huge. So we're talking crazy fast speeds, low latency, no more buffering.
Exactly. Exactly. And it's just going to get better, right?
Yeah.
As things move forward, the Wi-Fi 7 is going to be the standard.
They even have USB-C 3.2 this time.
Yeah.
So super fast data transfer.
Yeah.
And get this, satellite connectivity for emergencies.
That's so smart. I mean, especially for people who are in like remote areas or disaster situations where there's no cell service.
Yeah, total peace of mind. So what do you think so far? Anything really jumping out at you?
I mean, it's a lot to take in, right? But it's definitely shaping up to be an incredibly powerful device.
Mhm.
I think what's most interesting to me is they are really trying to push the boundaries of what a phone can do.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just about incremental upgrades anymore. They're introducing features that fundamentally change how we use our phones.
I completely agree. It's not just a phone. It's like a whole, I don't know.
A whole ecosystem.
Yeah, almost. All right, well, we'll be right back to dig even deeper into the iPhone 16 Pro. Stay with us. All right, so before we got sidetracked, I was thinking about those bezels, or should I say lack of bezels.
Yeah, it's really impressive how they've managed to shrink those things down, practically invisible.
Really changes the whole look and feel, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It makes the phone feel so much more modern and sleek, and it really does maximize that screen real estate.
You're really getting an immersive experience with that big, beautiful Super Retina XDR display.
And the colors just pop, don't they? Those deep blacks, vibrant colors. It's like a whole other level.
And with the promotion, everything is so fluid. Scrolling, animations, it's almost like you're touching the content itself.
Yeah, it's very responsive. And speaking of things that pop, that 8K video recording, 60 frames per second.
I know, right? That's just insane.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine the level of detail you can capture with that.
It's crazy to think that we're carrying around that kind of technology in our pockets. It's like having a professional-grade camera with us at all times.
And with the AI doing all that heavy lifting with the photo processing.
It's amazing. I mean, you don't have to be a photography expert to get amazing shots anymore.
Exactly. Okay, so let's move on to the Action Button 2.0. I'm really excited about this feature.
Me too. I think it's a really clever addition. So much potential.
The ability to customize it to launch apps, control smart home devices, set shortcuts. I mean, the possibilities seem endless.
I think we're just scratching the surface of what we can do with a customizable button like that.
I agree. I'm excited to see how developers will integrate it into their apps.
It's going to be interesting. Now, one thing I know a lot of people have been waiting for, finally, Wi-Fi 7 support.
About time.
I know, but it sounds like it was worth the wait.
Faster speeds, lower latency, greater capacity. I mean, it's a game changer for anything that relies on a strong internet connection.
Exactly. Streaming, gaming, downloading large files, it's all going to be so much smoother and faster.
It's like they've removed all the bottlenecks.
And then on top of all that, they've added USB-C 3.2 for super fast data transfer and satellite connectivity for emergencies.
Yeah, I mean, they really have thought of everything, haven't they?
It seems like it. They're really trying to cover all the bases.
So, with all of these advancements, where do you see the future of smartphones heading?
Well, I think we're going to see a continued focus on personalization and user control, giving users the power to customize their devices to fit their individual needs and workflows.
I can definitely see that happening. And what about the physical design? I mean, those almost non-existent bezels. Could that be a sign of things to come?
I think so. We might be moving towards a future with truly edge-to-edge displays, maybe even foldable or transparent screens.
Now, that would be something else. Imagine a phone that folds out into a tablet or a screen that you can see through.
The possibilities are mind-boggling.
Yeah. It makes you wonder what other crazy innovations are just around the corner.
And that's what makes technology so exciting. There's always something new to discover and explore.
Okay, so we've touched on the future, but let's bring it back to the present.
Right.
The iPhone 16 Pro has a lot to offer, even without considering all the futuristic possibilities.
Absolutely. I mean, this is a phone that's packed with features and innovations that are going to make a real difference in people's lives right now.
Agreed. So let's dive back into some of those features. I wanted to get your thoughts on the expanded customization options for the Action Button 2.0. What are you most excited about?
I think the potential for automation is huge. Imagine being able to program a series of actions with a single button press, like turning on your lights, adjusting your thermostat, and playing your favorite music all at once.
That's pretty cool. It's like having a personal assistant built right into your phone. And then there's Wi-Fi 7 support. I mean, that's going to change the game for connectivity.
Oh, absolutely. We're talking lightning-fast downloads, seamless streaming, lag-free gaming.
It's going to make everything we do online so much faster and more enjoyable. No more waiting around for things to buffer.
It's going to be a huge improvement, especially for those who rely on fast, reliable internet connections for their work or entertainment.
So essentially, Wi-Fi 7 is going to make our digital lives a whole lot smoother and more efficient.
Exactly. And speaking of smoother, that USB-C 3.2 port is going to make transferring files between devices a breeze.
No more waiting forever for large video files to copy. It's the little things like that that make a big difference.
Absolutely. And of course, we can't forget about satellite connectivity.
Right. That's a game changer, especially for people who travel to remote areas or need a reliable way to communicate in emergencies.
It's a real peace of mind feature, knowing that you can reach out for help no matter where you are in the world.
It's amazing to think that we now have that kind of technology available to us. So we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive.
We have. We've explored the design, the display, the camera, the performance, the new features, and even touched on the future of smartphone technology.
And I think it's safe to say that the iPhone 16 Pro is a remarkable device that pushes the boundaries of what a smartphone can be.
Absolutely. It's a testament to human ingenuity and our relentless pursuit of innovation.
It really is. Now, before we wrap things up, I wanted to touch on one more aspect: sustainability.
Oh, yes, that's important. The review did mention Apple's efforts to use recycled materials and reduce their environmental impact.
It's good to see them taking steps in that direction. I think it's something that consumers are increasingly paying attention to.
Absolutely. Sustainability is becoming a major factor in purchasing decisions, and it's encouraging to see companies like Apple taking it seriously.
All right, so we've explored the iPhone 16 Pro from every angle. Any final thoughts?
Well, I think the iPhone 16 Pro is a clear indication that smartphones are continuing to evolve at an incredible pace.
Yeah. And they're becoming more than just communication devices. They're powerful tools that can enhance our lives in countless ways.
Exactly. And with each new generation, they're becoming more intuitive, more personalized, and more integrated into our daily lives.
It's an exciting time to be a tech enthusiast. Well, on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive into the iPhone 16 Pro.
It's been a pleasure exploring these topics with you.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. We hope you enjoyed the deep dive.
And we'll see you next time.
Until then, keep exploring.
It's amazing, isn't it? Like every time we do one of these deep dives, I always feel like I come away having learned something new.
Yeah, it's always fascinating to kind of peel back the layers and see what's really going on under the hood of these new technologies.
Totally. And I feel like with the iPhone 16 Pro, there's a lot to unpack.
Yeah.
One thing I was thinking about is the environmental impact. Like, how are they making this phone more sustainable? The review mentioned something about recycled materials. Oh, yeah, yeah. They are definitely trying to up their game when it comes to sustainability. I think using recycled materials is a great step in the right direction. And, it's something that consumers are really starting to care about, so it's good for business too.
For sure. It's good to see companies like Apple actually taking that responsibility seriously.
Absolutely.
Okay, so anything else about the iPhone 16 Pro itself that you think is worth mentioning? Anything that really caught your eye?
I keep going back to that action button. I'm just so curious to see how developers are going to use it, you know?
Yeah, it's such a versatile feature. It's almost a blank canvas.
Totally. The possibilities are endless. Like, just imagine having a single button that can control your entire smart home.
Or launch a whole chain of events,
Yeah.
turn on your lights, start your coffee, and play your favorite playlist all at once.
Exactly. And I bet we'll see some really creative uses that we haven't even thought of yet.
I'm excited to see what they come up with. And of course, there's Wi-Fi 7. That's a game changer right there. I mean, the speeds are insane.
I know. It's going to be a whole new world for online gaming and streaming, for sure.
No more buffering, no more lag, just pure, uninterrupted connectivity.
It's going to make such a difference in how we work, play, and connect with each other.
Absolutely. So as we wrap up this deep dive, what are your big takeaways? What are your main thoughts about the iPhone 16 Pro?
I mean, I think it's clear that Apple is really pushing the boundaries of what's possible with smartphones. They're not just resting on their laurels.
Right.
They're constantly innovating, and the iPhone 16 Pro is a perfect example of that. I mean, from the design to the features, it's just a really impressive device.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's sleek, it's powerful, and it's packed with all sorts of cool new features.
And I think it's a sign of things to come. Like,
Yeah.
this is just a glimpse into the future of what smartphones can be.
It makes you wonder what they'll come up with next, right?
Exactly. I can't wait to see what the future holds.
All right, well, that's about it for our deep dive into the iPhone 16 Pro.
It's been a pleasure as always.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. And be sure to tune in next time for another deep dive into the latest tech. Until then, keep exploring and stay curious.
See you next time.